speaker session is one that many of us have been looking forward to, dissecting the possibilities in the famed Metaverse. Yes, Zuckerberg, you've got a lot to answer for. The speaker will be telling us about how its potential can be harnessed by businesses. And we had some very controversial viewpoints on this earlier on, if you're on earlier sessions today. Please welcome up to the stage Ajay Verma, who is managing partner of 0101.today, and he'll be discussing the Metaverse, creating and exploiting opportunities in the new world.
We're talking about the Metaverse, and a lot of people have said lots of things, some interesting, some not. I think the person who introduced me was talking about the critics and what are they talking about the entire Metaverse. So I believe the clear power of Metaverse, and that's what I believe is going to become a revolution, is because it's bringing in people, place, and things all together in a way to give you a most immersive experience that you've never imagined before, right? There are lots of things talked about it, but I think this is one key to me. But, before I move forward, I think I have to answer the critics because, the internet is divided. A lot of people are talking good things about it. A lot of things people are talking about the fact that it's not really what it's, positioned as today, right? I think that the reason why I believe I'm on the other side is because Metaverse is getting created on a very, very basic human instinct, very, very basic human insight. It's all about, it's a place where we belong, right? Place where we express with each other, where we get experiences. So if you look at religion, you look at the masjid, you look at the temples, you look at the churches, what does really happen? Why is it such a big thing? Because it gives me a platform where I can come and express myself, right? Talk about my experiences, right? And also engage with different people. I think Metaverse is giving you something more powerful than what you've ever imagined, right? So that's why I feel that Metaverse is going to be very, very important as we go along. The other thing is, lots of people actually tell me it's just like a video game. And they are not entirely wrong, right? Because Metaverse, actually the entry point of Metaverse is a video game, right? And the guys who will prosper the most in the beginning will be the video game guys. But fact of the matter is, the experience that they're talking about is going to be much bigger than the video game itself. So what are we talking about? We are talking about land being sold at absurd rate on the Metaverse. People are buying offices. People are buying mountains. Things which can never be imagined, right? In a place which is completely endless, why the hell will people buy land there, right? It is a question, which requires a little bit of pondering. But fact of the matter is, all these things are true, right? Lots of people are saying, oh, 3D glass, very uncomfortable, whether it will work, not work, whether the hardware is ready, right? The hardware is provided by Metaverse or by Meta or Facebook. Are the right guys to hold all the security or all my data? Questions being raised, right? The other big question that's being raised is, will it actually spoil the entire fabric of the society? Because, as people said, people can actually take another avatar, which they're actually not, and behave in a particular way in an environment or group setting, right? Will that really mess it up? Of course, everything good has a negative. And I think there are ways and means which people will figure out how to regulate the Metaverse to actually make it very, very meaningful for all of us, right? So the question that I have for you is, maybe it will not replace the internet, right? But what if it does, right? So what I would like to urge people here, and my only objective of this talk today, is I want to inspire you guys to look at your business on the Metaverse, right? Think of how you're going to take your business on the Metaverse. That's really what the key is, right? The other reason is another FOMO thing for me, because all of us, a lot of friends here or outside, always have a little folder on their desktop saying that I want to do this, right? And I think this is a great opportunity, because it is actually going to bring the entire thing to zero again, and for us to take it forward again, right? So I think it's a great opportunity where people have told us that the internet works, right? It works like magic, and you've got something like a super internet coming, right? How can you be part of that particular journey is something that I would want to talk to you about, right? Lots of things said. the fact that the kind of experience that it's talking about, the kind of experience that it will give. For example, if I have to check how much is the screen time that all of us have. The global study says it's about 16 to 17 hours a day. That's huge. I think we're only looking at the screen and not doing anything else. But can you imagine, Metaverse actually is going to take you inside the phone. And that's really the power of Metaverse, right? So, just to talk about how big it's going to be.
Swap this out because the batteries are going. And hold it here, please. Then we can
Is it
hear
better?
you. Yes.
All right. I didn't know that many people are interested in listening to me. Right. So, Forbes actually says that it's a huge, people are talking about 1 trillion. Grayscale is estimating it to be about 3 trillion. That's much, much bigger than the internet, right? And imagine when internet started, they actually didn't know that it's going to turn into economy. People are going to be, it's going to be that big, right? Here, people are starting to say that this is so big right from the beginning. Can you imagine the shape and size it will take as we go along, right? The other big thing I want to talk about is, I think from a potential perspective, all the big guys, the guys who made it really big on the internet, are really gung-ho about the metaverse, right? So if you look at Bill Gates, whom I really admire for whatever he's done, right? He's talking about by another 2 to 3 years, 2 out of 3, meetings are going to be completely on metaverse. Imagine the size. We are having 3 to 4 meetings, see the population of the world, and see what it's going to be, right? So that's really the power of internet. Look at these companies here. So if you look at companies like Google or Facebook, in the last 15, 20 years, they've become probably the biggest companies that the world has seen ever, right? All of these companies are NASDAQ listed. They are not just about, not more than about 5 to 6 years old. And all of them have huge valuation, right? Just because they're doing work on the metaverse. So that's really the power of a metaverse. And what I want you to all see is how do you become part of this, right? So you can take a pick across anything, right? Metaverse is so huge that the opportunity is there everywhere. You want to do something on the infrastructure, you want to do something on the security, you want to do something from an experience perspective, or you want to do something about the discovery of it. Take up any pick, right? Be a part of it is really what I believe we should do.